A lot of us remember when summer evenings seemed to last forever. For me, that was riding bikes until dusk or until the streetlights came on, or hearing a basketball bounce two houses down the street. Everyone saying, "See you tomorrow," when someone finally called your name from the porch to come in for dinner. And those moments were ordinary while they were happening, but they became the kind of memories that stay warm for decades. Those childhood memories stay with us because we were fully living them. We weren't documenting them or optimizing them for content or wondering how they would look to anybody else. And none of those moments were remarkable because they were fast. I think that's maybe why as adults, we still find ourselves drawn to things that slow the world down. So today that may look like a dinner where the plates have long been cleared and nobody wants to leave because the conversation was too good. Or sitting beside a roaring fire in a mountain cabin, reading while snow falls outside. Or a glass of wine on the porch after the summer heat finally breaks, which hopefully that'll happen soon. The atmosphere matters. The waiting matters. The fact that nothing else is competing for your attention matters. We instinctively understand that certain experiences lose something when they're rushed. And this isn't pretending everything used to be better. I think technology has made much of life easier, in some cases safer, in some cases more connected. I think speed and convenience are genuinely useful, but there's no virtue in making something difficult simply because it used to be difficult. But convenience and meaning are not the same thing. Not every kind of waiting actually is a problem to be solved. Some moments need enough room around them to become meaningful. And the past wasn't perfect, but I do think that it understood something about presence. Sometimes meaning needs a little silence around it. For us, an engagement belongs in that same category of moment because it asks somebody to plan, it asks them to carry a secret, wait for the right evening, to rehearse the question. And for me, it was checking my pocket, 1,000 times from the car to the door of the restaurant. It asks us to become nervous because the answer matters, to show up in person and mean what they say. For a few seconds, the world literally narrows down to two people and one question. And an engagement is beautifully old-fashioned in that way, not because it belongs to the past, but because it still asks us to slow down, show up, and be fully present. This day and age, the moment may be photographed and shared later, but first, it still truly has to be lived. And I think the process should respect the moment. And if the moment is deeply human, the process leading up to it should feel human too. It shouldn't feel like buying another anonymous product from a case and hoping it's the right one. It shouldn't begin with a wall of inventory and a whole lot of pressure. Or this day and age too, it shouldn't begin with a diamond API feed online. It should not require someone to become a diamond expert overnight. I think the emotional investment should remain, but the unnecessary confusion should not. The process should help someone feel more prepared without making the moment feel processed. And the goal is not to eliminate the emotion. The goal is to remove the unnecessary uncertainty. There are the right kind of nerves, right? So some uncertainty belongs in an engagement. Wondering whether the timing is right. Wondering what you plan to say, hoping the surprise stays intact. And I think feeling the weight of the ring in your pocket, realizing that the question changes both lives. Other uncertainty adds absolutely nothing meaningful. Is this diamond actually good? Do these numbers matter? Am I paying for something that I can't see? I've had guys come into my office before and they're doing the best they can. They're trying to do all their due diligence because they want to make a great purchase, but they can have 20 browser tabs open, 5 reports, 3 family opinions, 16 Reddit threads, and they have less confidence now than when they started. The nerves are part of the beauty. The confusion is not. You should be thinking about the question, not wondering whether or not that diamond was a mistake. Where technology can be incredibly useful is when it knows its place. Helping someone visualize size and proportion, comparing shapes before committing, organizing information from a diamond report, showing somebody which questions are worth asking. I think a big one is helping a client enter the conversation a little bit less intimidated, reducing avoidable surprises as well, and ultimately making complex information a bit easier to understand. So technology can clarify the path without becoming the center of the story. And here, the best technology does its work quietly. That philosophy is actually why we built the Diamond Studio. It's not to replace the conversation. It's not to make someone feel like they need to shop alone. It's not, certainly not, trying to turn an engagement into a software experience. It's more to give people a clearer starting point before they ever even have to make a decision. So we've got 3 tools. The Size Studio helps visualize carat size and shape on a hand. It gives a bit of proportion context that just a number alone can't. The second tool is you can see it on your own hand. So you can take a picture of your hand. It uses the wearer's own hand to compare shapes and sizes, orientations a little bit more personally, and the convenience of wherever you are. The last tool is to analyze sparkle for round brilliance. It helps make sense of diamond reports and technical details, and more so highlight areas worth understanding or questioning. The studio helps people explore privately and at their own pace, and hopefully arrive at the conversation with better questions. It's definitely not there to tell them what they should choose. And the studio, to be frank, does not replace guidance. It makes guidance a bit more productive. Where technology should stop, a tool can provide information. It can't understand the people or the moment. It doesn't know which trade-off someone will notice every day. It can't fully understand what it feels like for her. It can't know whether additional spending creates visible value. It can't decide whether a technically acceptable diamond deserves to even be recommended. And I think there are 2 things that technology does terribly. So it can't understand the ring and the budget and the person as one complete entity. And it can't replace the responsibility of saying, I would choose this or I would pass on that. Technology is great at organizing information. Judgment decides what matters. The tool can raise the question, but a person still has to answer it carefully. And I think I would put this in the same vein as going to WebMD online. You can see exactly what your symptoms are, but you're still going to consult a professional before you take any medication, right? So a practical example for diamonds. They may appear objective because there are so many numbers attached to them. You have carat weight, color, clarity, measurements, proportion, certification, price, and all of those are attached to that diamond. That can make the right choice feel as though it should just reveal itself through a mathematical equation. But, and as we see often, 2 diamonds can share very similar grades and still behave completely differently. One may have more life, one may carry its weight a little bit more attractively, one may have a better faceting pattern if you get into fancy shapes, one may represent a more intelligent compromise. The report tells you what the diamond is. It doesn't always tell you how the diamond behaves. A spreadsheet can compare specs. It can't make the whole decision for you, which is why the relationship remains at the center of what we do here. Clients work directly with me. You can begin with an idea rather than a complete spec sheet. You do not need to know the language of the diamond industry. You can describe the feeling that you want the ring to have. You can ask basic questions without feeling behind. The big thing here is that the process begins with a conversation, not a filter. The tools support understanding in the background, but human guidance will always interpret, narrow down, and explain and protect you and your purchases. When someone begins with Hourglass, they're not being handed off to a system. They're working directly with me. Modern should not mean impersonal. So let's go back to the meaning of the ring, because the technology is not why the ring matters. The ring matters because of whose hand it's going to be placed on. It matters because of the question it accompanies and the life it begins to represent. The biggest one is the memory it will continue to carry. The person who looks at this ring years later, they're going to remember exactly where they were. They're going to remember the moment, the nerves, the anticipation. What they are not going to remember is the specs. The practical part should become quieter, so the emotional part can remain the center of attention. The tools support the decision. The relationship protects the meeting. I think, if anything, the key takeaway from all of this, especially when you get into engagements and jewelry and diamonds, technology should protect the moment, not replace it. And for me, that means that, especially in cases like this, some things are very much worth slowing down for.